there's this really great article that was written by Tom, right? He is like arguing that the fair value in his argument is it's around 12%, and he argues that like there's all of these additional risk tranche, like political risks, government risks, composability risk, blah, blah, and it should be around 12%. Now, there's also a good tweet from my old boss, shout out. She was replying to this article by saying that while this is true to some extent, this doesn't take into account that a lot of the DeFi capital are actually coming from good in theory, but in practice, on-chain money market allocators are mostly unbrokered offshore capital owners, right? Chinese whales who value like a lot of these like non-coercion and blah, blah. So this model assumes that you can get easy access to the US capital markets, right? So like her argument, it should be more above the BBB rate, so around 8 to 10%. Right. Yeah. Just again, I'm just like sharing this to get like both of your reactions. What do you think about this? Like, do you think it kind of makes sense? Any like models that you like disagree?
Yeah. I think they're overpricing risk based on recent events. I also think that lending rates would likely be higher across DeFi if this were true, because we're at, ignoring the last few weeks, the borrow rates are like 3.5, 4%. That's nowhere near 10% or 12%. I don't think those are realistic at all. I think the underlying message of reducing risk in every single vertical of oracle risk, governance risk, bridge risk, asset issue risk, all of these risks have to be reduced in order to get that perceived risk down and to get the borrow rate down. But yeah, in general, I don't think 12 is nowhere near actually realistic.
Got it. Do you have any thoughts on this, Jay?
Yeah, I think my simple answer is if the fair value for risk here was 12%, we would see 12% yields on
yeah.
right?
Make it simple. Yeah.
Right? But there's a reason why this is happening, right? I do imagine that a lot of it has to do with whales that live outside of the United States. I think a lot of it has to do with just like lazy capital. A lot of it has to do with assets that want to stay on chain for whatever reason, right? I think this is kind of what this tweet's hinting at, right? It's like, you don't want to go and off ramp it and deal with all of that bullshit, right? When you can just go on chain. And yeah, maybe you're earning a bit less, but now you can instantly go and buy Bitcoin whenever you need, so that liquidity element is certainly extremely valuable, right? So that's kind of how I think about it. Is like, yeah, maybe hypothetically risk is underpriced currently. I agree with Saul. These models are probably way overpricing the risk. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what is the risk settling out at right now, which is just historically sub 5% we're talking.
Got it. Okay, wait.